Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rocketcraft with me, DJ Haribo. How are you all doing? I hope you are all having a great day. So we're starting this episode off over at the Drowned Farm, where I've also set up a bit more of a permanent dripstone farm as well, because I fancied farming a little bit more of that, because no one's selling it at the moment, so I thought I'd cash in on that market. But here we go. We've run this drowned farm now that it's producing copper ingots for about, oh, look at that. I mean, this is quite a lot. This is almost like 20 hours worth of AFK. So it's quite a lot. There should be a little bit more in this one sometimes. Yeah, see, if you didn't have more, like if you only had the one filter on there catching it, you'd probably miss a few, as you could see from that overflow chest as well. So that's looking good. That's like over a shulker's worth, and I'm hoping that the other side, yeah. So this is the dripstone farm. It's basically it's the most simple thing in the world. I didn't even follow a tutorial for this. I just made it myself. Just when the observers detect the dripstone growing down in front of it, it activates all the pistons here, and anything that's grown will just get pushed down into the water stream below and collected. And if I could get down this scaffolding. Keyboard and mouse struggles. Come on. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So, again, this has been running overnight as well, and it's not bad. It's about 4.5 stacks of dripstone, which is not awful. It's not a particularly fast farm. I don't need to be producing like mega amounts of it, but you know, it'll do. It's going to be ticking away all the time that I'm AFK over at this thing, which is probably going to be a lot. Like, from now on, this is probably where I'm going to spend most of my AFK time. Just trying to get... Oh, look at that as well. Nearly another double chest of copper ingots as well from this side as well. So, it's been producing pretty well. No overflow. So, yeah, this is... it's going really well, the drowned farm. It's not the fastest way of getting copper. I will admit, it's much faster to mine it manually. But if I've got to be AFK in this world somewhere anyway, then, you know, I might as well be doing something useful. So yeah, really pleased with this farm. So me and Lanny, we're going to pop over to the shopping district now that we've actually got some copper. We're going to look to start selling it, and in order to sell the copper, we're going to need to build a shop. Yes, that's right. So it's time to hop over to the shopping district, and I'm going to meet up with my main man Landog, and we're going to start building a copper shop. Right, so we've picked out a lovely little plot here, right smack bang where the old furnace shop used to be that's sort of half burnt down, ironically because of lightning. So that is one thing that copper will hopefully help prevent in the future, is lightning rods all over the shopping district should draw the lightning away from any potentially flammable objects such as wool and wood and stuff like that. So because, you know, we do have fire spreads on this server because of gold farms and one or two other things, but I think it's mostly gold farms, which thankfully, you know, they still work in 1.17. We were worried for a time that they were going to be broken, and we were all kind of a bit panicky. But so yeah, we're gonna go for a bit of a diagonal build with this one. Lanny and me, we think that diagonal build, there isn't a diagonal build in the shopping area, like, so we're gonna be the first. Not only are we the first shop selling copper, but we're also going to be the first diagonally built shop on the server. But of course, that brings a few challenges with it. We're trying to work out, oh look, we've got our first oxidized block there. We've got to try and work out what's a good way of doing a layout for this shop. And obviously, you know, we've got to build the copper shop out of copper. That's just a given. But we only have so much copper, so we've got to try and be mindful that we're not going to be using too much of the stuff, because we're not going to have anything to sell otherwise. But of course, you know, it's going to take a fair amount to actually build this shop as well. So I'm just going to finish doing the floor. Lanny's going to be in charge of doing the walls around the side here. And we thought it would be nice to implement a few different variants of the copper in here. So we've gone for the raw copper ore block now, as just to add a little bit of pattern into the colour here. break it up a little bit, just because, you know, don't want like one big dull floor. So it's nice to break things up a little bit. And yeah, this is the sum total of all of the copper that we've got from that farm to our names. So yeah, we're going to hopefully have enough to make the shop, but I doubt we're going to have enough to actually stock it this time around. So we might have to do another overnight AFK session at the drowned farm to get enough to actually sell this stuff. So we're going to put a few more blocks down here. We're going to let them oxidize to like, I don't know, maybe like stage 1 or 2, like weathered or exposed or whatever they call it, just to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of sort of gradient in the color around this thing. Blend those copper ore blocks into the floor a little bit. Maybe even incorporate some of the extremely rare deep slate copper ore, but it's not that rare at the moment. But it should be rare in 1.18. But Lanny's gonna start working out the entrance here. Like I say, he's in charge of the walls, but he's also got something really cool in mind for the top of this shop. So we'll check back to this in just a moment. So while I was doing the floor in the copper shop, I thought, would it be nice to try and redo some of the floor in one of my existing shops? And of course, this is the Golden Carrot shop, my very first shop on the server that I built so long ago. And it's like, you know, I love this shop so much. And now that we've got the raw ore blocks, I thought it might be nice to try and redo a little bit of this shop and break it up a little bit, because I am aware that it does look a little bit bland because it's just gold blocks everywhere. As much as I love gold, you know how much I love gold, but I thought it would be really cool to like maybe do like some sort of similar pattern on the floor in this place, like I've done in that copper shop, using the raw gold ore blocks. So I'm just going to knock out a few blocks here and there, make some sort of rough circle, because the shop is kind of like a circle anyway. So here we go. Let's lay down a few of these blocks in now that we've got a circle worked out. And yeah, I think that it just breaks it up, you know, it just adds a little bit of detail to the shop. The two blocks mix very nicely. They're very similar sort of colour. Yeah, I think it just looks nice. I know like some people say this looks like beans or something, but I like the raw blocks. Like they're a nice building block. They're not exactly easy to get, because you know you've got to mine a load of gold to get this stuff. Like I can't make the gold out of the farm and make it into these raw ore blocks like this. It's got to be mined the hard way. So I don't have an awful lot of this stuff. So I doubt I'm going to be selling it. But I just wanted to use it as a little bit of a decorative block in here. So yeah, I think you'll agree that that looks really nice. It's just added a little bit of extra to this shop. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be going around improving their shops with some of the new blocks and building new shops using the new blocks. So, and one of the new blocks is, of course, the lightning rod. Now, I doubt we're actually going to sell lightning rods in here because they're so cheap and easy to make. You can make, unless you want hundreds of the things, like for like building purposes, because they are actually quite a nice versatile building block. As you can see here, you can do some really cool things with them. You can place them horizontally and vertically. The only downside is, of course, they won't weather. They won't ever like fade and turn green, and yeah, they'll always be nice and shiny and bronze looking. And of course, yeah, we've gone for one of the world's most complicated designs for this this shop. Of course, you can't get cut copper. No, you can get cut copper slabs and stairs. That's what we're using, but you can't get the normal smooth copper blocks in stairs and slabs, which is a bit of a shame. But I can kind of understand why they didn't do it. But yeah, we're going to try and incorporate a little bit of the cut copper into this build as well, and sort of really showcase what you can get out of a copper build. I know like the majority of people are just going to be using it for like sort of detailing and roofing and stuff like that, but there is a lot of other possibilities for this stuff. So as you can see, the interior of the shop is starting to take shape a little bit, and I want to do something a little bit cool with the roof in this place. So yeah, I know it's an absolute waste of copper to do this, like to sort of design the interior of the shop the way that I'm doing it, but I really like the idea of like a sort of sloping gradual roof that just gets higher and higher. And as you can see here, you know, we're having to use like full copper blocks just to fill in these tiny little gaps in the stairs here. It's the most inefficient build for a shop you could imagine. That's like such a precious resource at the moment, the copper, that we really are being kind of like a bit frivolous with it. But, you know, it's got to look good, you know? It's got to look good. So that's filled in those little holes there from the stairs, and we're going to have to wait an eternity for this thing to oxidize. So I think Lanny's going to AFK this thing overnight once it's built to try and get some oxidization going into this thing. But yeah, Lanny's doing a pretty good job with the exterior, as you can see. It's not straightforward the way that the stairs and the slabs all interact, and yeah, we could have gone for a much easier design, but you know, we wanted to make this shop look fancy. So the exterior is taking shape, and I'm responsible for doing the interior. And as you know, it is a thing on Bedrock where you know, light sources can pass through stairs and slabs. So we're gonna that's clearly wrong. We're gonna try and incorporate no lighting, no visible lighting in this shop. It's just gonna all be hidden behind stairs and slabs in this ceiling inside. So I'm just sort of working my way around it, trying to work out what's the best way of doing this. Because like I say, it's not exactly straightforward. But with a little bit of playing around, we are getting there. And what am I going to do here? That. And then a slab. Let's get a slab there. Yes, that is looking good. So now I've just got to kind of replicate that all the way around this build. And I thought, you know, why not do it in the form of a little time lapse? So yeah, enjoy the rest of the build. Right, so we have now finished building pretty much the exterior of the copper shop, and as you can see, it is, once I get out of the way a little bit, it is in fact actually a giant lightning rod. Yes, it looks awesome. I think it's just the right proportions. Lanny worked it out. I don't know if he went in creative to work it out, or he just did it by eye, but I just sort of followed his instructions with it basically. But yeah, look at that. That is an epic looking lightning rod, if I do say so. I might round off the edges of the top bit because they look a bit big and square at the moment. But apart from that, I think that's looking really, really nice. It's just a perfect complement to the shopping district. It fits in perfectly. Doesn't obstruct any other shops or anything, so no one should be able to complain. I think it looks really nice. Now we've just got to wait for it to weather a lot. But of course, inevitably, while you're working in an area, you come across this guy. Oh, I got really excited there. I thought that was moss blocks, but it's green wool. He does sell mini moss blocks, but the copper ore, I don't have the copper ore yet, and he's got some dripstone. So I'm actually going to take him up on that. So let's just get the bits that we need. So yeah, we got some copper ore, and I'm going to buy the dripstone because I've got the emeralds. I could always do with more if I'm going to be opening a shop for this stuff. So let's just conclude our business here in the usual fashion and get back to the copper shop build, which now is pretty much almost finished. Lanny's done a really good job with this on the exterior, and we need to wax this thing to keep it looking really nice and shiny on the top part where the lightning would normally strike a lightning rod. So I just love flying around it. It's just this entire shopping district just looks absolutely amazing. And of course, yeah, like I say, there's going to be a few new shops popping up here and there for all the 117 blocks. But in the meantime, our copper shop is just about ready. Just needs a few more stairs and stuff around the edges here, and then Lanny's going to AFK it overnight to hopefully oxidise it a bit. And while he's doing that, I'm going to AFK the drowned farm again, and hopefully we'll be able to get some stock. And here's Miss Sonic's lovely little pride plane. It looks awesome. Except there's no pilot. No one's flying this thing. That should be a cause for concern. Yeah, it is pilotless, this plane. But look at the shop. It's looking epic. It looks like it's always been there. You know, it just fits in so nicely in the shopping district. And to be honest, I think the furnished shop was a bit big and bulky. Like it was just a giant square that kind of obscured some of the shops behind it. So if anything, I think the copper shop has enhanced the vibe of the shopping district even more. So let's go grab a load of honeycomb. So yeah, my bees have been busy bees, and they've made loads and loads of honeycomb. I used to have the farm just making like honey bottles mostly, but with the implementation of copper, and now, you know, soon on the horizon candles as well, honeycomb has actually got an actual use. So I'm now going to try and just sort of go over this entire thing and wax every single one of these blocks up the top here and all the way down the big main shaft, because I want to keep that all lovely and shiny and coppery looking. But it's really difficult to know which one you've done and which one you haven't done. You just have to literally just spam click the hell out of this thing to try and, you know, just make sure you've covered every single one. And then down the line, once Lanny's AFK'd it and weathered it a little bit, it will become apparent wherever I've missed a block. So I'm going to quickly break into this thing as well and jump down the middle, because we've got to do all of the interior of this block thing up the top and all of the shaft as well. So I'm going to jump down here and scaffold up a little bit, and that's probably a bit too high. Let's start at the bottom and work our way around, because the scaffolding is just going to complicate things and get in the way. So that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, you can see this is going to be very tedious and it's going to take quite a long time. So I've already done that one. Right, so let's move to the next one. I can kind of just spam click the hell out of it and just go around in massive circles and just yeah. It's not going to be fun. It's going to take quite a little while, which is why we're not really going to be selling waxed copper blocks from this shop. If you want to buy copper from us, we will sell it in various states of oxidization. But it's going to be a case of you wax it yourself if you want to have it waxed. So that helps out the honey shop as well. So here we go. It's all been weathered. The top bit is all finished, and I added one tiny little nice little extra into this build. Just a little finishing touch, a little bit of I wouldn't say cheaty, because, you know, it's not really gaining any advantage whatsoever, but let's just wait for it. It might take a minute. Got my spyglass. There we go. So yeah, the lightning rod actually attracts lightning, which I thought that was a really cool little finishing touch. Let's just see it again in slow motion. Yeah, so that looks pretty epic. But while I got my spyglass out, I thought we would try out having a look around and see what we can spot. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Through the Spyglass. And here we have the chess monster in its natural environment, surrounded by its myriad shulker boxes. So many shulker boxes that It cannot find the one thing that it truly desires. Where did it put that half stack of oak slabs? Where is its bottles of experience? The chess monster does not know. All it knows is that it has many, many shulkers to look through. So yeah, that is actually someone wearing a chest mini block. But of course, it looks pretty funny. It looks like a chess monster, and yeah, chess monsters are notorious for having a huge shulker collection, and they're completely disorganized, and it's not able to find anything when it actually wants it. I know because I am a chess monster as well. I have too many shulkers, and they're full of random junk. Hence why I built that sorting system a few episodes ago, and hopefully we'll be able to get rid of these shulkers very soon. But in the meantime, it's quite funny to watch them struggle. So that is just about the end of this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun building that copper shop, and I'm back over here at the drowned farm. I've AFK'd it overnight again, and I've put a load of copper blocks out to oxidize. Now, how long do you want to think that this took to oxidize? All of those blocks there, they have been out in the elements for about 27 hours. Actual real life hours. 27 real life hours have been spent trying to oxidize this stuff for the shop. It's insane how long this stuff takes to oxidize. It's actually crazy. And as you can see, only a fraction of it has actually got to like stage 4. So, but I think that stage 3 is actually the nicest looking one. So I might even revert those ones there as well using the axe. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the episode, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. We are so close to 200 subscribers now. And don't forget to catch our live streams every Thursday night on Twitch. So yeah, take care everyone, and bye for now.